phase 2 of you becoming wealthy, the first thing you need to do is you got to systemize your finances. I like to talk about a 75-15-10 plan. I'll explain exactly what that means. The second thing you want to do in phase 2 is you want to pay down all of your non-mortgage consumer debts, things like your car loans, things like your student loans. Number 3 is now you're going to start investing. Number 4 is now you're going to start spending your money smartly. So let's break this down step by step. The first thing you need to do now in this phase 2 is you got to systemize your money. That means every time you get paid, your dollars need to have a job. See, what wealthy people understand is they know what they're going to do with their money before their money hits their bank account. If they were to go out and make $10,000 or $1 million, they know exactly what they would do with this money, how much would be spent, how much would be saved, and how much would be invested before that money even hits their account. For most people, they have absolutely no idea. What they do is money hits their account, they spend that money, and then they wonder where all that money went. No more of that. This is where you want to create some sort of system to systemize your finances. And one of the things I like to talk about is something as simple as a 75-15-10 plan, which says that from here on out, 75 cents out of every dollar that you earn is the maximum that you can spend. 15 cents out of every dollar that you earn is the minimum that you're investing, and 10 cents out of every dollar that you earn is the minimum that you're saving. This is saving for an emergency in a separate savings account to protect you in case you lose a job or something bad happens, like your car breaks down or your window breaks. This is not savings that you use to go out and buy a home. This is not savings that you use to go out and buy a car. This is not savings that you use to go out and buy a TV. This is savings to protect you against an actual emergency. So now, the thing that you want to understand here is you have a system. If you see $10,000 at your bank account, well, you know you can't just spend all $10,000. $1,500 of that needs to be put aside for investing. $1,000 of that needs to be put aside for your emergency savings, and the other $7,500 can be spent. Now, this is after-tax income, but what I want you to understand here is you are becoming wealthy from your investments. We'll talk about how to invest your money in just a little bit, but this is what is going to make you wealthy. The more money you invest, the wealthier you become. If you can put more money into investments, good. The more money you put into investments, the wealthier you have the ability to become. Your spending is what buys you all the nice stuff. Your cars, your homes, your clothes, your vacations. All that stuff is going to be coming out of here, and this is stuff that doesn't actually make you rich. This is the stuff that makes you look like you're rich. Now, nothing wrong with spending money. I don't have any problem with you buying nice things, buying expensive things. I just want you to be able to afford it first. And this is where you got to make the decision of, can you be more aggressive than the 75-15-10? If not, at least start with something like this. That way you're putting some money aside for investments. The second thing now is you want to start getting aggressive with paying down your non-mortgage debts. Things like your student loans, things like your car loans. These are payments that are not putting any money in your pocket. The question is, how do you do this? And this can also be balanced with your investment starting, because now you're taking this 15% of your income. You can put this money aside to be invested. And this is where you can make the decision of how much is going to be invested into things like the stock market and rental real estate, and how much is going to be invested into paying down this debt. And the right amount for you is going to vary based off of where you are in your life and the risk tolerance that you have and the types of goals that you have with your life. But what I would say at the very least is starting 50-50. Take half of this money, put it into paying down this lower interest rate debts, things like your student loans and your car payment, and then take the other half and put that money into things like the stock market, putting it into low-cost index funds and ETFs. That way you can get exposure to the market. Now, some of you are going to say, Jaspreet, I don't have that high of a risk tolerance. I would feel much more comfortable investing my money if I could just get rid of all these lower interest rate debts. Fine. I'm not here to tell you what to do. My goal is not to tell you this is what you need to do in order to become wealthy, because there's a lot of different paths to wealth and you got to know yourself. In which case you take this 15% and use it to pay off your low interest rate debts. That we no longer have to worry about these expenses. Then you can invest a lot more aggressively. Some of you are going to say, you know what, Jaspreet, I want to invest more aggressively and I'm not going to worry too much about this debt. So I'm going to put 75% of this money into investing and 25% of this money into paying down my lower interest rate debts. That's fine, but you need to make sure at least some of this money is being used to pay off these lower interest rate debts, because the faster you can get rid of these lower interest rate consumer debts, the faster you can get rid of that financial bleeding, so you have more money to invest in yourself. Then you have to worry about how do you spend your money smartly. And this means no longer doing the things that got you into the financial situation that you're in today. That means from now on, no more going out and financing cars. That means paying for your car with cash. Yes, this is difficult. Yes, it's hard. Yeah, most people are not going to do this. And that means, yeah, you might not be able to buy that BMW today, but when you no longer have to worry about the car payment, well, now you have a lot more money every single month that you can use towards your investments. Not to mention the fact that now you don't have to worry about the premium gas, and now you don't have to worry about the insurance. Yeah, maybe you got to go from a BMW to a Toyota for a little while, but now you have the ability to actually make the investments to make you wealthy. Because the goal now is to become wealthy, and that means you got to spend your money smartly. This also means now, from now on, no more going out and financing liabilities. No more going into Macy's and financing your purchase on your credit card. I don't care if you use a credit card, but if you're using a credit card to buy things that you can't afford, meaning you can't pay it off completely, then don't use a credit card. This means you got to pay for things upfront with cash. No more 0% APR, no more putting things on your credit card that you can't afford to purchase, no more financing your car, buying things that you can afford with cash. I like using a credit card, but I never carry a balance on my credit card. Those are two completely different things, but this is where you got to be smart with your money and not just spend money that you don't have. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.